And if there's anything you want to talk about, his Dana's on it.
Because I'm just trying to make sure things are done right.
To this day, he thinks I'm the reason why he became a criminal.
I appreciate you too.
Let's check up on Clues, make sure he's good before I go 42. Tell he's...
Hello?
Hey, Clues, I want to call you, make sure you're good before go 42. And if there's anything you want to talk about, I already spoke with Flop about the whole thing. I mean, like I said, to me, it's a learning experience, and if they want to get things off your chest, I'm gonna have a conversation. More than happy. If not, then I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm just throwing some things up in the locker here.
Then I spent some love, man. I could tell from his voice something. But hey, regardless of what happened, you were right regarding the charges. I wish I would listen to you as far as that to make sure we're on the same page going back to it, because that would have saved a lot of headaches and a lot of arguments and back and forth. So. Yeah, but I mean, we still charge him. What happened? He got the letter of the law. Is the system maybe skewed in a certain way? Sure, but that's how things are.
Yeah, I have a lot of frustrations because I hear about things that were problems and I hear about things that were issues in the past, and then I don't know. I can't fix every problem, right? But I feel like I have a good idea at seeing how things go, and whenever I see it going a certain way and I'm trying to do what I can to fix it, it just ends up being one of those things where it's like it just feels bad because I did not want him to get charged with all that.
I understand. I see where you're coming from.
But it got to the point where he is now being uncooperative when he wasn't at the beginning.
Right, because charges were being added, were being dropped. Like you said, if you went into it with all charges on the table and we start removing one by one by one, that would have been a much better approach as far as things, and it would have been a much calmer approach from his perspective versus going in, out, in, pulling things, adding things. And like I said, that is my fault. I hate the fact that I let that happen under my nose. That is my responsibility. We should have just said, okay, here's what we're doing. We're doing all the charges. Here's what's gonna happen. And we're gonna go with that, and then we'll go from there as far as dropping charges. I think we just need to get in that mindset because your approach was correct to avoid a future disaster.
And here's where we're at. Another issue. I feel like I just should have gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, well, this is already chalked, right? This is already, the groundwork's already been laid. So at that point, you shouldn't even finish the job, and keep, well, we already said what he's getting.
It would set a way bad precedent doing that than not pursuing the charge, because pursuing the charge
I guess
is fair, right? He did it. His DNA's on it. He robbed you, kidnapped you. The guns were found up the stream. His DNA's on it. It could have dropped it. There's argument that we can tear him in court. That's not the issue. I don't think the charges are the issue. Is more our approach behind it that caused a bigger problem. And then Kay got very stubborn and just did not want to work with us no more. He wanted to die on that hill.
Right. But what ends up happening now is I end up being the scapegoat. I end up being the target for, whatever the hell. I mean, I'll be honest. If somebody's just, okay, well, I'm going to start shooting. You think I'm not going to walk around with my gun out? And if somebody points their gun at me, I'm going to be ready to shoot them.
Rightfully so. You should. I mean, if somebody points a gun at you, you should take them down. Then they offer safety, and we want you to come back home, right? And even when Kay's around, if he tries to do something, don't be afraid to be quick on the holster on the gun, right? Because he has made it very, very clear that he's going to be a violent man when he's out of prison. So be careful around him.
Yeah.
Well, he told me he was not trying to rob you. He's trying to disarm me because he felt like if he did not do that, you would have pulled a fast one on him and shot him down.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, to be honest, if we're being 100% honest, when they were trying to kidnap me then and there, when there's another officer on the ground and 2 EMS had just pulled up behind me and they think it's not going to get called out, they should have just ran off.
Yeah, I mean, the EMS saved the day by being in the bush by telling us the whole entire clown.
I don't know why they didn't just run off. I mean, to be honest, that was sloppy as shit on their front. But I mean, they were just going with it. Now I'm like, okay, you know what, by the way, just so you know, I've had a second gun on me ready to go for a long time in case I was ever in that situation. So I was ready to pull a second gun out of my storage. I had one in my locked storage after I put the gun in the lockbox. Now, I made sure, he did have his gun on me while I was driving, so I didn't pull it out, but I could have just shot him right then and there.
You could have, and that was just fear.
Right. But he kept that gun on me, I was like, okay, obviously I'm not going to go dig around because I didn't want to get shot whenever, you know what I mean? Because you don't know when I'm going to pull it out, or not when I'm going to pull it out, or what I'm going to pull out. But either way, it's just the whole thing is just frustrating. Because I'm just trying to make sure things are done right.
Right, because you wanted the right approach to it, because you felt like this is the best approach behind it. It's how you get the most constructive, conversations out of it, and it's more direct, right? And I see your approach, and like I said, hindsight 2020. I think, I don't want to sit there and dwell on the past and say this, say that, and tell you we could have done this, what could have, should have, because that's how you start dwelling too much in the past, and it creates too much negativity, right? I don't want to go down there. It's behind us. The charges did have probable cause at the end of the day. It's just our approach was not good, and we could do a better job going forward.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't beat yourself up with this, okay? Don't. I mean, the whole thing with Kay, he blames me. Remember when we found with that gun? To this day, he still blames me. To this day, he thinks I'm the reason why he became a criminal. I think what he's trying to do is just justify in his head. He's trying to blame somebody else to make that person be the reason why he's doing everything. That way, he feels justified in the actions he takes. What most criminals do, or what most people that feel like they've been wrong do all the time, is they find somebody else.
try and justify some bullshit they want to do anyway. That's fair.
That's always gonna happen. Always gonna happen.
That's fair.
Yeah. Why does it feel like you're behind me?
What do you mean?
Maybe an echo or something? Oh, there you
hey.
are. What the?
Oh, howdy.
Please, don't beat yourself up too much. If anything, I'm the captain here. If anybody should be responsible for what happened today, it's definitely me. I do apologize.
Yeah, you know what I actually wanted to have is I wanted to have Xavier down there, Xavier Monroe.
Yeah, we should do that more often, honestly.
A lot of my excitement around having Xavier here now is I personally think Xavier is one of the best damn lawyers that we have. And apparently there's some with him and Murphy Braun. I don't really know the details, but I'm happy that he's going to be a police officer, because that basically means that he's going to be like a full-time prosecutor for us.
He's going to understand the law pretty well, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've had my talks with Xavier, and I'm telling you, that week that Xavier and I went around and we're just lawyering, holy shit. Like, the amount that I learned, I'm telling you, was like hell.
Sounds good. I'm going to get some sleep. Hey, big guy, I always appreciate you. You know, if there's anything you ever need to want to talk about, or anything that you want to get off your chest and things like that, always, you know how I feel about you. And like I said, learning experience, move on from it. We'll make the best out of it next time.
Yeah, I appreciate Cam Flex.
Of course. And, I'm kicking myself as well, right? Because I should have done a better job of controlling everything and not allowing it to spiral that bad.
Yeah, I have to sit down one of these days, and I don't know, maybe I'm trying to fix a problem that has no solution, because it's been like this for years. But at the same time, I feel like that's part of who I am, especially after the suspension, and seeing the things that I saw as a lawyer for a week and getting to see both sides of the story. It opened my eyes so damn much, and it just feels like that's kind of what my role is here now. Is to try and figure that out as best I can, put together a procedure and some that I can share and teach to other people. Maybe I think having Xavier is going to be a big part of that too. Yeah, I mean, also a lot of people just feel like things need to happen in the moment, and if it doesn't go a certain way, that means everything is wrong and they're right. And if I think people just need to be open to conversations and things changing in a different direction, and that's okay. Having talks about this is not bad. Too much about being right or wrong that we forget that we're trying the same thing. We have the same goal at the end of the day, right? And we have a different approach about it, and let's talk about it. So we can all be on the same page, or we can have all the same goal at the end of the day. And that's kind of my mindset on things. That's why I love to vote. I could have said, hey, I'm a captain. I don't give a think. I don't give a how y'all feel about this. I'm in charge of this. This is my suspect. I'm gonna charge my one. And I could have kicked all you out, but I said to myself, no, there's some good input that's being said here, and there's some good perspective that's being brought. I want to hear it. I want to see what y'all think. Yeah.
You might have a different perspective on things than I do as far as that, right? When it comes to DNA, to me, it's always something that we need to also not jump the gun on right away and look at everything before saying, you know what? That's probable cause, arrest him.
Yeah. Hell, that's what I would have done. I'd say, hey, y'all, let me handle this bull, and then we'll talk about it after. That's a Cletus Cornwood. That's an old school Cletus Cornwood way of handling shit.
Yeah. No, I got to the point where I was gonna kick everybody out and say, I was gonna pull my rank and get everybody out, right? But I thought to myself, no, these officers are trying to help. They have some good input. Let me see it from their perspective. And at the end of the day, there's probable cause. Let's pursue the charge.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna get some sleep, all right? Good night, Cletus.
All right. We'll see you later.